Do collagen supplements work? The short answer is yes. But that's largely because they're supplying the amino acids, namely glycine and proline, that you need to make collagen. So it's kind of a no-brainer that, yeah, they might work. Question is with this article that's been floating in the back, is it the fountain of youth or is it a hoax? Now, anytime these extreme headlines, it's somewhere in between, but we need to address the fact that right now the marketing is way ahead of the science here. And so you're getting a lot of, razzle dazzle and not a lot of substance. And that's dangerous when we're talking about putting something in our body. And I realize this isn't a scientific study, but it was a good breakdown and actually had links to some of the science that is out there. And one thing we need to address is the fact that bone broth is not new. And when we boil bones, you're making gelatin. So collagen is a fancy word for gelatin. All you're doing is pulling those proteins out of a substance. Now, what happens though is we're actually concentrating those substances. And so when you're using fish or getting the minerals out of a bone, you're also going to get other things that are stored there. And that brings us to some scary stuff. So this was 28 collagen supplements. The Clean Label Project found 64% of them had detectable levels of arsenic, lead, and cadmium. So remember, we're back to that. When we're concentrating something down, it's really important to know about the source and make sure that whatever you're eating isn't, part of the problem. And again, down here, you're going to notice, focus on eating a healthy diet with adequate amounts of protein. Our bodies are really good at ingesting proteins, cutting them up into the amino acids, and then sending them out to the tissues so they can be made into collagen. But you knew I was going to complicate it because this study, now keep in mind, this is a double-blind, so good, pilot clinical trial. So this is a study, small, to find out if a larger study is warranted. And this one had some pretty dramatic results as far as wound healing tissue repair in burn victims. So there might be something there. We just need to wait a little bit. This is also a good time to address the fact that it's not just the amino acids. You actually have to have vitamin C and adequate zinc for those structures to be built once they reach the fibroblasts. I know it's frustrating because nothing in the body is simple. There's always layer upon layer of stuff going on, and there's chemistry and biology and anatomy and all these things that you have to dig through. But that's why you need to go to a dietitian or a doctor before you make a decision to put something in your body that's going to fundamentally change it. It's always sound advice, and you'll never regret it. As always, I'm glad you're here learning with me, and if you have questions, you know what to do.